Hi, this is Andrew Lightheart from Cobalt Communication, and we're looking at Dan Gilbert's TED Talk on how we create happiness. And the thing that, the major thing I'd like you to notice about Dan Gilbert's talk is that he's a great mind reader. He's always thinking about, when I say this, what will they be thinking? How do I turn that around? Now what will they be thinking? How will I turn that around? Because what he's talking about is he's talking about the concept of synthetic happiness, which is what we create for ourselves when we don't get what we want, as opposed to natural happiness, which is when we feel happy when we do get what we want. And his idea is that the two concepts are equal. Synthetic happiness is just as good as like normal happiness. But of course, he has to combat different things in our mind, and he does this very well. Right from the beginning, he has to get through our first barrier, which is he wants us to realise we're not very good at predicting whether we're going to be happy or not. And so he does the test, and then we fail it, and he goes, see, you're not very good, and don't worry, no one's very good at it. And how do we predict whether we're going to be happy? Well, this is how. That gives us some vivid examples. And then he goes, well, here's the concept of synthetic happiness. What will they be thinking? They'll be thinking, yeah, right. Oh, okay, so you're right. I bet you're thinking, he even says that one out loud. You're thinking, yeah, right. Well, here's why that's not true. And then you're thinking, well, it's just because people are saying that. No, that's not true. And then what are the ramifications of this? And so all the way along. So whenever you're doing a presentation, if you can just watch the way he does this, this is a really key skill for if you're presenting something that's a little bit contentious, a little bit, people aren't going to just accept it straight away. You're always thinking, what are the questions that are going on in people's minds? What are the barriers to them moving in the direction I'd like them to move in? And how can I deconstruct those barriers? So that's the first thing, learn mind reading from Dan Gilbert. A couple of other things to notice about his style is that he changes his voice to mark out the emotional content of what he's saying. So he's a Harvard professor, so he has this kind of declaiming style. He's American, so he has more energy, but he has quite a high level of energy. But then notice that when he wants to emphasize something, he pauses and slows down. And actually that's a really good habit to get into, that when you want to emphasize something, you slow down and perhaps change your energy level. And sometimes bringing your energy level down can make something more impactful than raising your energy level. But really what you're noticing is there's a shift. Notice the times when he shifts his energy level and what's he talking about, and you'll notice that those are important points. What else is there? He's also really uses very ordinary language to explain quite complex topics, and he uses that again through everyday examples, through things you've experienced or not experienced, to make concepts clear in a way that you can then connect with them. So again, this is another specialist who's taking something which is presumably reasonably complex and making it so that we can grasp it in just a few minutes. So really look at those three things in Dan Gilbert's talk: how he mind reads, how he changes his energy level and his voice depending on the content of what he wants to make, and also how he makes complex topics really simple by using conversational language.